敌人！哇！
Here we go. Got him. Hey, go. Everyone all right?
啊，这边有筒子可以打爆的说。Assault rifle。
You hiding?
Here they come.
你才 hiding。哇，他好强哦！他也太猛了吧！
Nice one.
等一下，等一下，等一下，你在这里打了一个人吗？嗯，真的哎，太猛了吧！哦，哇哦！哦 ，Standard Trooper Armor。 Yes， 哦，变帅了。
Watch out.
Attack!
Got him. Nice one. We did it.
那是。 Nicholas， 7344 ，condition 都还好啊。哇！ 哇，不太好。喂，他也太猛了吧！等我一下。所以这里是被 Marauder 给占领了。那从这里拿东西回去的话，应该就没有问题了。从这里拿东西，拿那个他要的药回去的话，刚刚那是什么？嗯？这怎么那么大？ Terminal access log hack， 哇，25。这个吗 ？Yes。OK。
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
No, I don't want any trouble.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
What's your problem? I'm looking for.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If
Adelaide.
you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Much obliged.
那我要在这边闲逛吗？哦，这个 settlement 还蛮大的，还是直接去找他就好了。嗨，
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
啊，他很 nice 呢。
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
那是会很让人上瘾吗？
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
因为我需要那一颗 regulator。
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I don't much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side. What do you have against people trying to make a living? Let's say I help you. What happened to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
那 Spacer's Choice 不会来找他们麻烦吗？
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
一开始就丢了一个这么难决定的东西啊，真是的。嗨。
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff.
Scientist.
Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it
哦，
runs
对
by
哈，还有
law.
Vicker 的书哈。
Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
所以divert power from the geothermal plant， 或者我应该是先找到 Vickers 的书，然后回去交2个任务之后，再看要不要来帮这个 settlement。 Transport wreckage discovered.
Here we go!
Ow! Ow!
Got him all.
哇，这里面已经变成，诶，不是哦 ，Murad 竟然没有跑到这里面来，这是什么？诶，陷阱，我可以，我本来想说可以拆除它的，原来我没有办法拆除它。 所以是在这里喽。嘿，嘿，嘿。哦，
Nice.
这 lockpick 不用玩小游戏，还蛮方便的。哦，等一下可以去改武器，好多骂的，太好了。要怎么看它是 pristine？ 哦，有一个钻石哎。DPS 比较低耶，可以卖比较高的价钱。哎，也没有啊。所以这本来就是比较弱的。TNL 的 Assault Rifle 比较强。好，先回去 Edgewater。
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I...
Huh?
Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this... French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You didn't want a book to keep others from reading it. You just wanted it for yourself. You are overreacting a bit.
There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
At least you still have your mission work here. Why do you think the book held the secret you were looking for? This had to be some kind of cosmic retribution. Speaking of plague-ridden backwater, I should get going.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
A vicar searching for banned books sets a bad example. At least you still have your mission work here. It has to be some kind of cosmetic...
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches.
Huh.
Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Oh. What's in for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though.
Oh.
Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
哦，好耶！可是有一个问题是，如果我要把这个城镇的 power 那个 regulator 给拿掉的话，这个
Wonder if the plague.
现在这个女的会怎么样？
Hey,
You wanna mingle, go try the cantina.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting.
Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got.
哇，2000了！耶、我突然变有钱了！只要把这些垃圾卖一卖的话，这些垃圾也不值多少钱。
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident. Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
OK。
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music to my ears.
Ready.
Anything else I can do for you? I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as... My dear, we are all visitors. Me... A little prattling never... I...
我要选哪一边好嘞？ Divert the geometry out of the pry Edgewater of power。要不然我们去把 Edgewater 的 power 给摘下来吧。反正现在火力应该是够的，70发。先 save 好了。 OK， 如果我把电力导向 Botanical Lab 的话 ，Edgewater 应该就毁了吧？真是困难的抉择哎！
I always wanted to poke around in here.
我怎么进去？ Yo, sentry!
Processing. Searching for unauthorized.
Incoming!
Cool.
That's the last of them.
啊，Spacer's Choice Guard， 为什么他会死掉？没写啊，是有人入侵吗？既然这样，我觉得我要把屏障给升起来，避免等一下有奇怪的活动。Chaos everywhere. Mechanical gun haywire. Gunfire, hearing some scream. Oh law. I think that was someone's leg. 奇怪，机器自己就开始屠杀人了吗？为什么？
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Oh, women security.
Wow, 没子弹了。
That's the last of them.
Unlock door. Unlock door. 啊？我没有 passcode 欸。哇！哇，这些仪器。Use terminal. $22，只有$22。Redirect power. Failed. Manual override required. Please activate all 3 electrical truck. 哎呦，我一直按到 ESC。
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
有了。Welcome, R. Thompson. 奇怪了，这边没有记载为什么机器会对人开始攻击啊？ 我的 pistol 太弱了，需要一个新的、更强的武器。为什么大家都死了？ 喂，你还好吗？他会醒来吗？他不要就这样死了吧？耶，他醒来了！
No, no, no! Just leave me alone.
What？ 你在哪？ Hey, you!
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantoms never talked before. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
Slow down. What's going
Clearly,
on?
I mistook you for one of the Phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Okay. Back away slowly.
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever.
Huh?
My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
你怎么活下来的？ And what exactly do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon.
Galactic
I've come
Defender.
a long way for
I
someone
like
who
that.
started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
What happened?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And you weren't killed.
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Persuade 15. I can deal with mechanicals. I made it this far.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Engineer 10. Okay, mechanical follow the behavior of their logic module. Someone tamper with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering.
Yes.
There's a
I
behavior
like
control
this.
terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
是说我都把他们全部都干掉啦，我还需要 rewrite 他们吗？等一下。那是。人类，他又昏过去了，是说我也快挂了。
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
就这样，你不要问我了咩？ 那我要把 power send 给 botanical lab 咯。
The last. I'm not sure what the right is. All I know is the decision's final. Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yeah, I know. Modify behavior. Select new target. Been mandated to target intruders. Define intruders. All persons or entities not identified as property of spacer choice. Would you like to modify the definition of the intruders? Define intruders as spacer's choice auto mechanicals. Updating. Oh, update complete. Okay. 只是这个plan 里面好像已经没有机器人了，都被我杀光了。Save.
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
这个还蛮艰难的选择啊，但是
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
这个女的是这么想要帮 Edgewater 讲话哦。
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I was barely listening to you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
他这一番话讲完以后，让我更难抉择了耶！怎么这么讨厌啊？他这么想要 Edgewater 继续持续下去，如果 Veil Settlement 他们那边 cut off power 的话，他们会被迫回去 Edgewater。可是 Edgewater 的简单来说就是那个 Todd， 就是那个不是 Todd，Toddson 就是个惯老板嘛。那他们回去不是一样在那边困苦吗？可是这个女的她说，他们是一家人，所以一家人要携手合作渡过难关。Spacer's Choice Family。啊！Well.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I am willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
Maybe.
Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Ho ho.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater.
Nice.
Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty, enough for a generation's worth of crops. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
好。这个 settlement 的人们已经付出了他们该付的了。接下来轮到你了 ，Reed。
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey,
Parvati.
What? How are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
这么惨 ？Never too late to start learning.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? It comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
That's
I know the
2.
old
我有
community
拿到
center
一个
kept
啊
a。copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Today's your lucky day, Thomas. I've got one of those data pad you wanted.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Part 1.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. I've been thinking about going back.
Really?
I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one.
Nice.
I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her. You know where to find me.
还有你。
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand. The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared
Zoe.
without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma.
这个 camp 只有你会用吗？真的假的？
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor.
可恶！
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell. Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere. What is it?
OK， 这两个，怎么还有绿色的？ You take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace. I've been tucking away some of her. 他自己跑掉了。他感觉是自己跑掉的啊。 哇，好多人哦！OK， 是你吗？
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Persuade.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. Just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer.
真是有用。
I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Yay! Whoa!
That's the last of them.
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now. We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
.所以我现在就是，哎，这是什么？哦 ，remove reed from edge water。
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
She won't come back as long as you are here. I delivered your message, but I haven't convinced her to come back. I want to talk to you about something.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
A change of leadership might...
I'm a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer. But it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
This town doesn't eat anything but Saltuna. Of course you're gonna be sick. Have people ever eaten an actual vegetable?
The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna.
This is your food making you sick.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible.
What?
The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse.
Persuade 10. Find a way to grow food. She will come back if you step down.
You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
要跟他说吗？ A lie Earth. It's been using human corpses. She's growing her crop with a special fertilizer. 啊，第三点也没有骗人呢。
And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly?
好吧。
What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was
他的
wondering
解释是
about
这
those
样。
missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right. I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall.
哇，他还蛮好说话
If
的。
Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
至少我们不用用暴力来解决。
Couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend to crop. She's what this town needs.
哇，没有了，只好也就只能这样了。至少不用暴力解决。诶，
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
诶，那两个士兵不见了。
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Oh, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But
Sure. Can I come with you? 你要跟我一起来也可以
I
啊。
can tend to your engine. I know my G valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
Sure.
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
我现在才注意到他那个眼镜到底是真的还是假的？好像是真的。Hey.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
The Unreliable.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Yay! 那蛮好玩的，真的，整个启程旅程的还蛮好玩的。
What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
但是我现在有那个啊，有这个小帮手帮我看引擎室。
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Hold on， 接下来就要启程了，用假的身份。好像只有这个区域可以探索的样子，不过已经算蛮好玩的。我对我的那个刚刚那个主要任务的那个选择还蛮满意的，把 Power 转到 Edgewater， 然后让 Reed 下台，而且不用暴力让他下台，然后再让那个老婆婆当上市长，让他可以拯救大家的疾病跟大家的饮食，觉得还不错。我觉得这款游戏目前为止给我的感觉真的超棒，非常有那种以前的那个 New Vegas 的感觉，让我还蛮满意的。目前为止，那这款游戏毕竟是 RPG 嘛，而且很漫长，而且又没有中文，应该蛮多人在看的时候会少很多乐趣啦。所以这款游戏我就不会继续实况了。那么，但是我自己也会自己继续玩下去了。那么，天外世界就玩到这里，感谢各位收看，那么下一个游戏再见，大家拜拜。
Hero's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
すげえ
The news packet had the tossball scores from the Connors. What about the rail gliding championships? I didn't think anyone but...
Destination reached. Scylla.
这看起来超酷的。